In this video, I'm doing a review of the Amanda Rach Doodle Planner. So if you haven't already, go and watch my video on the Amanda Rach Doc Grid Notebook. I actually prefer that one. It's just open-ended doc grid pages. You can do whatever you like. However, if you like to do a bit more decorating in your bullet journal, or you cannot hand draw things like I can't, then maybe the Doodle Planner is a better option, as it has a mix of structured pages and then also some open-ended doc grid pages you can do whatever you want with. So there's plenty of cover colors to choose from. She does lean more towards pastels with lilac, light pink, light blue. I think there's a beige color, and then I believe the black that I got here is now been switched out for dark gray. So I got this in Black Friday sales. This one is the 2020 to 2021 version. You can also get calendar year with just 2021. They do sell out pretty quickly, but you can find some imperfect ones on sale afterwards if you do miss out with just minor imperfections or misprints. It is very chunky because it has 12 months. There is also like a habit tracker, there's a goals page, there's some extra doc grid pages, then you've got all of the weekly spreads. So there's a lot of pages for each month, hence why it is so thick, probably about, I'd say 1.5 inches, and it is very heavy, like very, very heavy. You will notice this in your handbag. The dimensions, it is 5.75 inches wide by 8.25 inches high. There is a built-in pen loop, and there is also 2 ribbon bookmarks. Unfortunately, similar to the Amanda Rach Doc Grid Notebook, they're the same color. So I think if they were 2 different colors, it would be a bit more helpful. You could mark your monthly spread and then some of the extra pages at the back if you have like a running to-do list, because if they're the same color, you're going to get confused about which one is which page. So the doodle theme starts right at the very beginning, where we have all of her hand-drawn doodles on there, and you can see them continue throughout the planner as well. It is a dated planner. I don't think she has an undated version. If she does, I would recommend getting that one, because then you can obviously choose when to start it and you're not bound to any of the pre-dated pages in here. So first up, we have some simple goal pages. Absolutely love this font. It's so nice and simple. There's space on these pages if you want to do your own doodles up the top here, and then we've just got some simple questions which I'll let you read. I do think a bit more space for some goal planning would be better, because then it just sort of continues straight on into some dot grid. So you could, I guess, use these for your goals. There's a things to check out section, and there is open-ended boxes where you can add whatever titles that you want. One thing I noticed with the Doodle Planner is that I think there's a bit of a misprint on these dots, because when I measured them, it was actually between 4 and 5 mil across and then 5 mil high, which doesn't sound like that big of a deal. But if I just get my Amanda Rach bullet journal and show you, there's a bit of a difference. See here how these dots are square and these ones look a bit more rectangle. So I'm not sure what's happening there, but it's a little disappointing. I thought that would have been picked up in all the quality checks that you do before you make a notebook, so I am a bit disappointed about that. After some dot grid pages, we go into the first month. So this one, because it is a mid-year start, we start with July. Really like all of the doodles throughout this planner. I'm normally not someone who likes this sort of decorative stuff, but it's kind of like coloring in pages where you could just color it yourself in whatever theme that you like. So it's minimalist, but you could add rainbow like I like to do if you wanted to. And this design is continued all the way throughout for each month. It is a Monday week start. And there's still some space at the top here if you wanted to add some of your own little doodles in between as well. That same nice font continues throughout. Then we have a habit tracker where you can choose up to 9 habits what you want to track, and then a mood tracker as well. There's also a goals and favorites, and then a dot grid page before all of the weekly spreads start. So it does have the split week for the month, so it's not like the plum paper planner where they'll duplicate the week. You've just got the end of the previous month, so the end of June, and then the start of July. Got all those weekly spreads, and then we go into the next month. Now, I did have a complaint on one of my other reviews. I think it was the Carpe Diem planner, where I did not show all of the different variations of the monthly spreads with the different themes. So I will show you all of them in this video. So if you don't want to see all of them, maybe just jump ahead, say a minute or two, and then have a look at the back pages. So August, we've got this fruit theme with, again, monthly calendar. Now, if you follow me, you'll know that I always look for split boxes. She does not do split boxes, but she shrinks them. So this one has 6 rows, whereas July, if we go back to that, had 5 rows, I believe. Just give me a sec. There's no tabs, which is slightly annoying to find things. See how there was only 5 boxes and then they shrink down to 5 rows, and then it shrinks to 6 rows. Really hate that. It makes much more sense to me to just restart the numbering on the top row, because now you've got all this dead space that is just sort of sitting there unused, and all your boxes are smaller, and it's just completely impractical to me. I think that's just as bad as when planners split the box in half, so not a fan of that. We've got the same habit tracker, mood tracker. The pages, because there is so many and this is so thick, I do find that they don't want to lay flat until you really crease the spine, and even then you can see they're sort of wanting to bounce up a bit. You can see how fat the notebook is. Keep going through to the next month. September has a cactus theme. I might just start with a bit more flicking so you can get an idea. October, I really like October's with the nice diamond theme. You can see all the diamonds. If we go to November, we have all these balloons. Just give you a better look. And some nice quotes as well throughout this planner. If we go to December, it has a cityscape theme. Quite like that one. And continue through. This is a bit too busy for me. There's just so much going on in the background of these pages, but most of the others, the doodles, just kind of blend in, and it's just too busy in the December one only, I think. Let's go to January, which has this constellation theme, which I feel like people really love. I personally don't like it at all. I think it's really plain and boring. It's actually my least favorite of this entire planner. So it's that one. Really like February with cherry blossom theme. Well, to me they look like cherry blossoms. They're probably just normal flowers, but I would color them in like a light pink like cherry blossoms. And we've got mood tracker, goals, and that same dot grid issue is throughout this entire notebook. So I don't know if I just happened to get an imperfect one that was sold at full price, or if that's how they were all printed, or what the go is. Maybe she's fixed that up for the calendar year version that's come out since. Not entirely sure. Got some palm trees, or to me they look like palm leaves. And if we keep going the whole way through, some flowers, some butterflies. Hope this is a detailed enough look. I will have photos of most of these, which will be in the blog post, which will be linked down below. The very back we have some iced tea, and you probably already saw these flowers before. Okay, let's jump to the back. June. After the June weekly spreads, we finish with some extra dot grid pages. It's a bit awkward because I'm filming this one-handed, and also because this planner is just so chunky the pages don't want to lay flat on their own. Now, there is no page numbers in these extra pages at the back, which is very disappointing. I really thought that she would have page numbered everything in the planner to make it easier to find things, but none of them have page numbers, which is rather frustrating. At the back we have a quick reflection section, and then a quote before the very roomy pocket folder. You can fit a fair bit in there. And again, the pen loop. So overall, my thoughts on this. I really like the doodles. I feel like a lot of time was spent making it look pretty, and perhaps skimmed a little bit on the practicality with no page numbers on any of them. The dot grid is a bit off. I don't think there's enough dot grid pages at the back here. There's very few. I will count them and include that in the blog post. It's only about that many. What's that? Probably about 10. The goals section at the front is too small for me, and I also don't like that it's blank boxes. I think that should have been dot grid to continue with the theme of the planner. Love the fonts. Really love that cursive font. It looks really nice. Most of the doodles look good, except December's a bit too busy for me. So overall, I like it. I probably personally wouldn't use it because I would just prefer an open-ended dot grid notebook that I can do whatever I want with it. But if you are someone that wants to have a bit more decorative of a planner, then this one would definitely be a good option, as long as you leave it at home. I think it's too heavy to take with you on the go because it's just too chunky and thick, and it's just too heavy. So I hope you found this review helpful. I will have all the photos in the blog post down below. I'll also include the link to my review of the Amanda Rachel dot grid notebook if you want to have a look at that one as well.